Hey guys, I'm taking a break from drawing on my 24 by 36 size of watercolor paper that I've got the same design on there as I do from this Luchetti. I don't know if I'm pronouncing. This is my smaller sketch of the thing, so I'm going to go watercolor painting this today. I've got that little bird, and in the other one I have three birds. And I've got this down where you can see me painting. I'm going to be painting it my direction. So, and I've got some brushes. Now, these two came with my gouache paint set, but I'm doing watercolor today. I'm using the Japanese Kuretake water paints. And I think these are Artista. I might be using some of the Artista paints as well. I rely more on the Japanese Kuretake watercolor. But I'll come in here with some of these. I think that I might have just as many good colors from the Kuretake. This here's not a watercolor palette anymore. I turned it into a come draw with me eraser palette. I put some kneaded erasers in here to store it by my side for when I'm sketching over here. And I don't plan on using the graphite ones I've got. I might, I don't know, but probably not. So I'm going to put this up here for now. And we're going to start with the sky. And I don't want to... I can see it from here, yeah. Okay. Getting the water close to me, out of your sight. And start over here with the sky. Ooh, I need this first. No, I can't make up my mind. Which way to go? This is what I need to know. What do I want to do before I get to this stage? Now, I suppose I can get my little water thing and go into some of these, some of those, and get it started a little. But I do want it to be a nice, good, solid color. I have a special watercolor brush. I don't know. I have a special brush. I don't know if it's for watercolor or not. But I have a special brush for the for the grass. I couldn't think. I'm trying to think about doing this. So right now I'm coming in with the sky color, and I'm doing it on wet, I'm going to dip back into the water only to bring in some lights and darks to the sky, and to create where I can lift the color a little bit to give it a sky color. I'm going to come back in here with more, about ready to drag back into the paint for the sky color over here, and come into this. Also get this color well onto the paper before I'm trying to let my dirty one stay as clean as long as possible, because I've got a clean one, little clean jar. I just repurposed some candle jars for that. You know, I like to have two things, a water thingy and a for clean water brush and thing. And if I was to go out and travel, which I've seen a lot of people like to do, but I have limitations with that. First of all, my mobility issues would be an issue. And my vision, if it was too bright outside, I wouldn't be able to, everything would be too bright, and I wouldn't be able to see very good, because I do have macular degeneration, and I'm still painting anyway, even though I had that's why I'm wearing the glasses. I had cataract surgery back in September of 25. It's hard saying, now that I realize I'm almost getting close to the thing. I've got a picture on the other laptop to look at for which one's cliffs and which one is grass and moss and all kinds of things. On my other sketchbook, I might include flowers and other things that's not in my niece's picture. But I'm going to go back and forth here, getting this sky in. Do I want to do clouds? Maybe. Do I want to come in and lift some paint? I don't have my washcloth handy. Oh, there we go. Got it. I want to get the color in there really good. And then I can lift for the clouds. Now, this Luchetti is an 8x8, and since my drawing that the bigger drawing is a 24 by 36, which is really huge to tell you the truth. I'm going to dry my brush some, and then while it's still wet, come and lift, clean it again. Actually, that's it right there. Come in with a dry brush and just lift some of that paint. Not lifting very well. Lifting for some clouds. Oh, it is starting to lift okay. So just do it slowly sometimes to lift that. And I think that looks okay. Maybe a little cloud down here. Now I'm going to spritz of the gray. I'm going to have to mix it with a little white. I didn't bring a palette. I'll just have to water it down. Let's see. On that thing, the cliffs start right here. And a little bit of water there to give this definition. Hopefully you can see me. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this, or if I'll have to have a part 2. And then come back over into this one. This one in there is not quite heart-shaped, but almost. That was quite interesting. There's some mossy grass on there, and then some of this area is just a little bit covered. Some of it has some mossy, and you can barely see the things behind it. I'm going to grab some color from over there to get the cliffs there before I come back with my brush into the gray and work here again on this cliff. And I'm letting that blue dry before I come back up. Some of this area is they got moss coming down on and they got moss and both the crevices coming down. So there's bushes right there. I didn't include the bushes on my original uh, drawing. But anyway, I'm going to come get some water to lift this color a little bit. As we go, the cliffs are coming to a point right here. I need to let that area dry. That wasn't a cliff. It can be confusing. I included more of the cliff areas in my larger sketch than I did this one. I simply just didn't have the space for all of it. Oops. Again, that wasn't a cliff. I'll just make it a smaller area for that. And come back and get some of this removed with my water. It's too dark right here anyway. It needs to come down here. Get some more detail here, just layer it a little bit. Pick it up from one area, move it to another. It goes a little higher right there. There are crevices there that I'll need to do some detail of. Drying my brush so I can try to lift it from here. Because there was a grassy, mossy area coming down the cliff. And if I lighten it, you'll still be able to see the grass. And while it's still wet, I'm going to go into the black. And just a little bit of details on some of these, very lightly. And I'm going to get the paint off of there as much before I rinse it. And come back. I'm only letting it bleed just a tiny little bit. But I think I just had too much black on my brush. It's getting some shadows into that area. Let's look gray on the picture. probably do a part 2 because some of this needs to dry. I don't use the hair dryer, folks. Therefore, I'll have to do a part 2. So there'll be a part 2. Making sure the laptop is lit. I have to make sure to close it before Natalie comes. She borrows that one. I use the one that you're on here, laptop. And then over there is the previous one, and my great niece Natalie likes to watch YouTube videos on it. I set up a kid channel for her so she can't watch adult content. She's not old enough yet to really have her own account. So I made a kid channel to hopefully block things that she don't need to be watching. Okay, now this is Japanese watercolor. So I need to do something really quick. And that is to find a picture of the bird. The bird. Change my mind. I'm going to get the brown first. Where is that? Brown, black. Okay, darker brown. Light brown. Light brown color. See, this is helping me. Doing this test one will show me what areas, which color I need to make these birds, because this bird is a unique color. He's got white and a brown gray, and I don't know if I dipped into the purple. Forgive me. I dipped into the purple. We can fix it. Okay, it comes here. There's a little thing of, I don't think I sketched that, a little thing of white right there in the middle. It is a bird that is local to the Ireland. My niece and her family, different niece than the one that's coming tomorrow, went to Ireland on vacation, and they took this photo, and now I'm using this photo to make a painting. Okay, where would the brown, okay, the brown's probably way down here. See, maybe that'll help make it look like a black gray instead of purple. I didn't mean to make it purple. This will be a mistake I won't be making on the bigger one. It's good to test the colors. Now, back into my clean water and dip it into there to get white. Am I getting white? I don't know why I'm getting white. I'm just coming up here, one of the white areas, letting it kind of bleed a little bit because I don't want it to look like it's just separate pieces, but it tap into that just a little bit. Come down here for some detail. Yeah, they don't have very much white in that top part. Okay, get a little darker up here on the head. And I think they have a gold, black color of beak. So let me spray into the gold. And get the beak. Just a little. Take it away. Take more away. Okay, that's good on that. The green. Let's start with some. I don't know which one the green. Let's go with some the lighter green first. But we got to go back to the other. Make it bigger on the picture. I guess it's a should have gone with the lighter of the moss green colors. I'm coming up here near the sky because I've already painted it and it's probably dry enough. A lot of these are going to be dip it into that. My great niece Ella, the oldest of my great nieces, likes to use these Chromebook watercolor paints when she comes by. And I have lots of smaller sketch pads from Sketchbook. Some of them just single individual sheets. And she gravitates towards those. And I'm thinking about I need to dip back into my water. Back into that. Anyway. And coming along here. I'm going to pull down from this some of the darker colors. That's the ocean next to this clip. So now we're going to go to the darker of these two mossy olive looking ones. We're going to come and get this here. I'll come back with that. It needs to blend. I'm not trying to be too precise. This is a small painting after all. Some of this is crevices. Some of this is moss, plant growth, hanging over the bottom. Getting it cleaned up here. Mom had her phone on, and now it's gone silent. Well, anyway, I guess I'm getting quiet. Trying to concentrate on this painting. should I share this painting with Luchetti? Let Luchetti see how I'm enjoying this watercolor paper. Back into this lighter color here. Bring it up here. Come in with some water. Bring it down here. I didn't wet the whole thing because I don't really want to make anything bleed. Although I think that I've got most of the cliffs in there. Yeah, that's most of this is dark moss, grass, in this areas. I'm not getting it quite as dark as the picture. I don't really think that would show it off too good. The picture has it all dark, but if you were there, you would see the lights and darks of the two probably a little easier with the naked eye than the camera will sometimes capture. I am dipping my brush back into the what's considered the dirty water and not the clean water, because with it being a darker color of moss anyway, it won't hurt it to have a little bit of the black in it from before. I don't recall what that was. I need to study the picture a little bit more before I finish this. I think I need to find out if this is a green. Is it a green? Darker green than I was thinking. But mixed with the other olive, it might just do well. It's got a little bit of blue there in it. Unless I pick the thing up and read to see the color. Well, that's even darker, of the same tone. Try this one. Oh yeah, that's the one I want. It's like when you figure it out, you do it on the small scale so you know what you want to get on the bigger scale, and to know where these paints live. They actually are numbered on both the inside of the tray and the bottom of the tray. So while this is still a little wet, I'm coming up here and getting in some of my lights and darks to show the hilly area where these cliffs are very hilly. Hills. Yeah, it's hard for me to say that. Hills. When I start with the water, I'll start with the area that's around the bird. Come in so that won't get the areas that are wet further wet. That needs a little water went further than I thought. Down a little. That heel up on top is mostly dark, but I do need to get a little bit of contrast there. That's like a rock. I should have done that brown. I'm going to grab some yellow for some of these areas. Down through here. This was green, remember I goofed it on that one. That had moss on the side of that heel. And this one was a brush. Oh yes, I know what I wanted to do. I'll show you later. This here, let's see. I need to switch brushes. You see that? It's special. Let's try it out. Get this here. It would do good to make grass, and I don't have room for grass in this one. So just using the tip of it. I don't have room to use the tip of it right there. But yeah, I wanted to do that, but I didn't make the grassy area like I did on the other one. I want to make sure these dry. They're not going to, are they? Oh well. Lesson learned. Back to my other brush. And still working on some of these areas. I need to wet this all over again since I'm coming back to this area. It needs a little bit of contrast. It needs a lot of contrast. So I'm getting some darker values in here. And gotta make these cliffs pop. Gotta make them pop. My nose itches. The lighting. I don't know what's happening with the lighting. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know if I'll need to do these bushes back with this color. I need this other color. A little bit of lighter green. Make it pop a little bit. There's those bushes. I wanted to play with that brush. I need to see if it'll dry like it should and where that you have. Now, cleaning my brush and going into some water. Some of this might be reflecting the sky, so I'm using some of the same water, some of the water from the same color I used on the sky, but I want you to know that it is the okay, yeah, this color here. For the ocean. I need to bring this up a little closer to me here. I got some grassy cliffs in that ocean. And I let that computer go bloopsh. The other computer, not your computer. Your computer is holding steady. I need to continue back to make this even continue to make it darker. Now some of these islands are you don't see the water behind them. I had that other one drawn where you could see the water behind them. I'm gonna get this water done. Let's come back into this a little bit. There's some reflection that can happen here in the water. Back to this one. Sky color. Some of this other area is where the foam from the beach, where this water is coming into the beach area, which I'm not going to paint today. I'm about ready to end the video and let this part of it dry. And that part is a little bit shallower. Bring it some darker into here. Oop. Just added more water, not more paint for now. Gonna come over this, let this reflect. Let it reflect right there. That might be cliff, grassy area. This the sky's reflecting a little bit, and so is the cliffs are reflecting. So I'll let this dry, and I will define the edge of those rocks at a later date. So, okay, now here's what we got so far on my Luchetti sketchbook, which I'm really enjoying. I've ordered another one. Oh my goodness. From looking at the camera there, I really can see where I've gotten those clips pretty good. I like it. It was working. Okay. I will continue later. Okay, so see you later. Enjoy my painting video, part 1. Part 2 coming after it dries, because I don't use a hairbrush. And I don't speed up. I don't have that capability of doing that. So, bye.